What's up, guys? Wanted to hop up on here, give you guys some content. Appreciate you guys tuning in, even the replay gang as well. Shout out to you guys. What we got here, the talk about us get criticized the most. So basically, starting off, I'm gonna share some clips with you guys. Gonna provide some commentary behind it. Not gonna be here super long. I think I will drop the link because I know lately a lot of you guys been wanting to kind of engage and jump on the panel. But why is this a major discussion, right? Getting the criticism, right? Talking about us getting criticized, because essentially what you have right now is particular monoracial group has been signaling to other races that it's okay to attack us, it's okay to punch down on us, that they're signaling to these other groups that we are not a protected class, that we're not a part of their tribe, so it's okay to kind of punk them and push them around and punch down essentially, right? So in short term, basically blacks get more criticism than other groups because number one, they're the loudest. They're sampled the most on social media. You can go look all for social media, all the videos of them talking about mulattoes. I'm going to share a few with you right now. It's so easy to find them talking crap about mulattoes. But you want to look at other videos, you try to find like mestizos talking about mulattoes. You got to kind of do your research. You want to find white talking about mulattoes. You got to kind of do your research, right? Which I've done, other creators have done as well. But with black people talking shit about mulattoes, there's so many videos out here. This could literally be a full-time job for a lot of us if we kind of know how to do it properly, right? And even then, it's like, do I want to do this full time? Not really. I like connecting with you guys. It's kind of chill. I can hop up here whenever I want and just, chat with you guys. But there's other stuff I'm doing out here that's more uh I don't want to say more meaningful. I'm not saying this isn't meaningful, but just spreading the information, sharing with you guys, and you do what you will with it. Okay. And so yeah, basically like I'm circling it back to the main topic with the title of the stream is why they get criticized so much is because they put a target on our back and they signal to other groups that we're an unprotected class of people, that they're not members of the tribe. We have no tribal membership, a part of their group. We have a tribe. Once we acknowledge who we are, we find ourselves, you see all these creators all over the place, the mixed lens, mulatto mindset, pariah disciple. You got a dude, mulatto crusader, another cat, I think it's Crisp. He goes by on TikTok space. You got Jaylon, you got the other cat is what his name, he's the mixed guy. I can't think of the name right now on TikTok and IG. It's okay to be mixed. Shout out to him. It's okay to be mixed. And there's a whole plethora of other creators like biracial awareness, etc. Within all these spaces. The mulatto race you check out on like Facebook, her Facebook page. So you have all these creators, within the mulatto consciousness who are contributors to the discussion, to the conversation. So we have a tribe, we have an online space. And those of us who kind of take it further, we actually meet personnel in person, which I've already demonstrated, right? Connecting internationally with mulattoes in UK, Brazil, etc. So we actually have people who are committed to this conversation. So we have a tribe. It's just up to you to acknowledge that. But there are a lot of mulattoes who are lost. I'd say most are lost. If you're tuning in, you're listening in, you hit the like button, you put comments, etc. Like you're already like you're part of the kind of the elite, I would say, so to speak. You're kind of the unplugged, woke awoken crowd, if I want to say that, the conscious crowd who understands the reality of the situation. You look at this as kind of being news, pertinent information, etc. So yeah, that's the whole thing. Like the con game that they run on us is they pretend to be our ally. And who is they? They Bantus. The con game, and they're very good at that scamming. That's what they're very good at. and they pretend to be our allies, right? And that we're members of their tribe, right? And that's like one of their major tools of how they hoodwink us, making us think and tricking us into think that we're a part of their group. And I appreciate guys like Charleston White, who actually publicly mentioned that. He's like, he's saying that he instills in his son and tells his mixed race son, don't let these blacks fool you. Don't let these blacks trick you. They're going to trick you and make you think you're black like them. They're going to turn their back on you. So he always has to constantly remind his son, hey, you're mixed. That's your tribe. Don't let these blacks trick you. He's a real one for that, because not that many black fathers are going to tell their mixed children that. They're going to trick, especially if it's a daughter. If it's a female, the black father is going to trick their mixed daughter into thinking she's black so she could become a baby mama loser by a black guy and basically give the European genes, back into the black race, right? And of course, continue the cycle of single parenthood and loser struggleism, etc., right? But if it's a male, I feel like with Charleston White, he was just being, ultra real with his son and instilling in his son, telling him, hey, they're going to trick you. Don't let these blacks make you lie to you and gaslight you, telling you you're a dark skinned Bantu like them. See, they got upset with this Chris Barnes guy. You saw Kwame Brown crashing out and shit, talking about, we used to do you light skins dirty, boy. That dark skin energy. And every dark skinned nigga knows. You guys see the clips out there, right? Of that cat. That's so funny. I love the fact that Bantu just basically let it all out. No lies detected. It's only the weak pussy ass biracials amongst us who still want to play games when these dark skinned Bantus are out here crashing out, telling you straight up what it is. You got Kwame Brown. We got video footage. He's letting you know. Look at you as crash test dummies. And every dark skinned nigga knows what I'm talking about. We used to do you dirty, boy. You wanted to be down with the hood. You saw those clips. I shared them in my a couple of my videos and shit. And it's I think when Matt Barnes, they're mad because he's kind of semi-conscious, I would say. I saw him on the couch with Sage Steele. And I did a live stream kind of review of that over a year ago. So he's kind of, he real the biraciality kind of aspect. He's a little older cat. But they kind of realized, even Sage Steele, because her political alignment, she's on with the right. So, with the with them folks, they're going to be a little fickle about that. But yeah, I think with Matt Barnes, he kind of already got his wake up call competing with them on the court and stuff. And yeah, he's one of many others. But I just love the fact that Bantus kind of let you know every day how they feel about you. And but you still got these little weak ass pussy biracials out here still thinking they're black and shit. They got a whole fucking white mama thinking they're black. They're gonna save the community. They're gonna tell you how wrong you are, but they can never tell me how wrong I am. They never challenge me. Isn't that interesting? Where are they at? They gonna challenge me? You got any numbers? You got anything to offer? What do you got? How are you gonna challenge me? Because most of my critics, it's all ad hominems. They always talk about some physical features or something, like how I look or something. I'm like, I already know I beat your weak ass. If you cannot argue and basically counter argue any of my my talking points and rhetoric, it's like, what do you got? Ad hominems about how I look? That's the best you got. That's the best you got. Okay, let me see what I got first. I got a clip here. Let's check this out.
Which makes it difficult because the reasons are not substantial. They don't make.
And I think I labeled this clip. Let me look at the title of it. It's I think I just labeled it biracial conspiracy. I screen recorded this from one of Anton Daniels' videos. He had a live panel or some shit, a bunch of blacks on his panel. That's his audience. I guess he's supposedly a conservative. Wink, wink, nod, nod. Supposedly. But he's talking to a bunch of blacks. He's going to convince these blacks the conservatives are actually your real friend. Make your money and all. Okay. right? Whatever. My whole thing here is I'm analyzing this. You're talking about mulattoes. You're distinguishing that we're not the same as you, is which I've been saying since I started opening up my mouth on social media. I've been saying that. One of the originals here. But the whole point is they want to pick and choose and play games, the weaponize the one drop rule when you're black and when you are not black. And that's an issue. We got to make sure we tax Bantus and they got to pay. They're going to tap dance for us, are going to pay us. Now, I'll be one of the men out here to say that. And where the other dudes are going to say that?
Makes sense, especially since y'all, to Tamika's point, since you're playing this race card so hard. This woman has a white husband. I don't have an issue with that.
So it's like a Kamala Harris debate. They're saying this woman has a white husband is what they're saying. This is a Kamala Harris debate. Guarantee you the bird talking, she voted for Obama, who has a white mom, right? Yeah, if you're not taxing, you're slacking. They owe you. They got to give you something. You know, this idea you guys want to give them free access, like for the women, or like I would just say not just the women who are respectful, the mulattoes, we know what's up. And yeah, but people want to give them like free access and shit. It's like, what do you get out of it in return? That's the whole thing. Like they owe you. Like, why are you dealing with them? They need you more than you need them. Their whole point is to trick you. Well, if you don't come over here and claim me and be my punching bag, well, the white man, you don't go to some neighborhood in white America where even the damn whites don't even go. Don't go to a Klan rally where even most of the whites don't go. Don't go over there because you half black, you mulatto. They gonna remind you who you is, right? Don't listen to the slave babble from these dumb savages, okay? All they have is scare tactics to try to punk you and maneuver you and kowtow you into a subordinate position. What tangibles does the Bantu have to offer you? Is the Bantu going to pay you? Are they going to give you money the same way they give all these fucking Chinese and Vietnamese money? They're filling the pockets of Pakis, Indians, Chinese, Koreans, Vietnamese. They're getting their nails did by the Vietnamese. They're buying all the dog food, Chinese food from all the Chinese. They're going to the Indians for services, the convenience stores, the Koreans, all this. They give all these East Asians, South Asians money. The African American, North American Bantu will empty out their pockets and support businesses of these foreigners and make them rich in the United States of America. They give them all their money. But the mulatto, are they giving you money? What are you mulattoes doing? Hustling backwards. We got hood rat loser baby mamas running their stupid fucking mouth. Their opinion is irrelevant. Okay, you got a kid by a dark-skinned Bantu. Help that community. What are you doing? Are you getting money from them? You struggling? You're struggling with them. You're not getting money from them. You're struggling with them. Big difference, major difference. Let's continue on this shit because I'm just getting started.
But I find it very difficult that you keep pressing me on voting for this white man when the half black, whatever percentage black.
So she's like, you pressuring me for voting for this white man. She voted for Trump, her white daddy. That's cool, Shanika. That's all good. Shaquita, whatever. It's hilarious. Listen to you and just your accent. Hilarious. Then they have these like two coons cosplaying like Diamond and Silk. Remember all that? Trump's favorite fucking, little zoo animals. Diamond and Silk out there cosplaying. Right? You're just entertainment for them folks. That's it.
Woman has a white husband and white stepkids.
What?
Okay, so you don't want the mixed woman who has a white husband and white stepkids, because you're competing with her because she's mixed. We already know, sis. We know your game. So you don't want to vote for her, but you're going to just turn right around and vote for the white guy. Cool, have fun. You know, it's yeah.
It's cool with me. I'm okay with
No,
that.
I have no issue with that. I'm saying
But it's hypocritical.
it's very hypocritical, because if you're going to play the race card, then
Right.
technically you shouldn't want to
Play the race card. Nobody plays a race card like you. When a mulatto starts matching your energy and checking your ass, and number one, holding you accountable, what do? Play the race card. You don't know who you is. You know, you got issues with your family and you just anti-black or you a colorist. That's what they always default to. And I look at them and laugh. Nobody cares. Are you going to dance for me or pay for me or spread your butt cheeks? You're not giving me nothing. Get the fuck out of here. Go back where you belong, over there with the hood rats, baby mamas, and the brokies. This ain't your spot. You guys have your spot. You're over there at Anton Daniels and we're analyzing it. I know Anton Daniels got some money in his pocket, his little conservative grift and all this shit. And he's got people jumping on his panel. Hey, good for him. Get his bag, get his money. I don't give a shit. I'm not a supporter, subscriber. I don't subscribe to any of these fools. I will analyze it, especially if they got mulattoes in their mouth. Then yeah, I'm analyzing this stuff.
vote for her either.
Yep.
But that's what Anton's saying. She is a liberal, so by proxy, she gets a pass. She can lock black men up. She gets a pass.
He's saying, oh, because she's a liberal, she gets a pass. She can lock black men up. And that's what these idiot black people on the right were trying to basically promote for their jealousy for the mixed race Kamala lady. They're trying to say Kamala Harris, who is doing her job as a district attorney, she has a law degree from Howard University. They're trying to say because she's doing her job, she's locking black men up. Think about that. And then again, this is these black females on this panel running interference to protect their dark-skinned, Pookie, Glocktavius, Walmart-tavius Kang, right? They're not going to hold the ghetto thug Pookie accountable. They're going to throw the mixed woman, Kamala Harris, under the bus. You guys notice, you clock that, you notice that. And you have a lot of dumbass hood rat mixed women who stand up for these black queens, you know. But when they get checked, you trust me, I'm here laughing at you whores. I'll be the first one laughing at you whores. I love it. I get off on it, be honest with you. We'll get more into that in the future, trust me. But this person's talking about Kamala Harris was locking up black men, quote unquote, locking up black men. Wait a second. They got a whole hip hop culture where they brag about being a thug and being from the hood and being an outlaw and being a criminal. They got an entire genre of music and hip hop bragging about how they're criminals and how they're thugs. And they brag they're tough. You know, Drake is clean cut. He's corny. They're calling a decent, normal dude who just wants to fuck bitches and make money. They're calling that dude corny, Drake. But then some other fucking buffoon, you know, like DaBaby or whatever, whatever rapper, you name it, they're going to say he's not corny, you know, and you got them, these queens running interference. They're not going to hold them accountable. They're not going to say, oh, look at all these blacks, all this fucking crime, all this crime, carjacking, theft, petty theft, aggravated assault, you know, manslaughter, all these crimes, these black savages in the United States, all these cities, you know, committing. No accountability for them. She's going to throw the mixed race woman, Kamala Harris, under the bus and say, she's locking black men up. You guys see how they framed a discussion to undermine a mixed race person? I just get a kick out of it when I see these mixed people, men and women, who cape for these animals. I laugh. I sit here like, interesting. What do you get out of it? What do you get? Because when I look at the men and I see, okay, they're running for politics and shit, they at least get some status over these bantus. I look at these men who are running, like I said, politics. They got some type of business. They got some type of organization. I look at the mixed men. At least, yeah, they're kind of getting money. They're becoming leaders over these people. So it kind of makes sense. But with a lot of ladies, they do as well. Kamala Harris, obviously, her political career. But then I'm looking at a lot of baby mamas like hustling backwards. Damn, I'm like, why are you mad at me? I'm just here to clown your bitch ass because you're a fucking loser. Like, I'm not I'm not the problem. You're mad that I'm reporting the news, that I'm analyzing this, but it's like, well, what are you getting from them? Like, why are you hating on me? What are you getting from them? They played your dumbass. They tricked you thinking you can give it up and that they're gonna make you black, but you're not black, bitch. You're mixed. Like, how is that my fault? Like, what did I do? And you got these black women who always defend black men and will team up with other blacks against your stupid ass. And you're seeing that in the high level politics with Kamala Harris. I'm sitting there scratching my head like, okay, you vote for Trump, but yet what are you getting with Trump? Like, I'm trying to think like what results do you have that's improving your condition? Something's like the math is not mathing right here. I'm trying to think. Like all you fake ass little conservative, because you have a lot of these people who are pro Trump, they vote for Trump, but they turn around, look at a guy like me, and they want to cry racism. And I'm scratching my head like, you're not really conservative Republican. You don't really know what you're getting yourself into. Like, how the hell are you fucking conservative and you're MAGA Trump voter? Publicly, you say you vote for Trump, but you turn around to the biracial guy and you want to cry anti-black and racism. Are you the stupidest fucking cunt on the planet? This doesn't make any sense to me. I'm analyzing this like, come on, guys. Do I need to make more videos and streams about this? Like, we gotta like dissect this because it's not making sense. You cannot be a Trump voter and supporter and cry about anti-black racism. The math is not mathing. You're just a grifter. Okay, that's all it is. Okay, let's continue on.
She can say what she wants to black women. She gets a pass. I mean, if it was, honestly, I don't even know if it's about being liberal, because if they wanted a black woman, Stacey Abrams was right there.
There you go. She just told you. It's not about her political alignment. That's what you know with these creatures. They're very tribalistic and primitive. Okay. She just told you it doesn't matter. It's about liberal, blah, blah, blah. They could say, oh, Stacey Abrams was right there, the fat black lesbian. You should have voted for her. She's a real black woman. Oh no, they didn't want Kamala Harris, this mixed race woman who like rose through the ranks, and very attractive. Even like she's like what 50 plus something years old. Obviously, her looks have done her wonders. Ascended to the highest like office, in the land. First female vice president is a woman of, mixed ancestry. Okay, that's a title she can always kind of brag about. And yeah, they're telling you right there, like, yeah, oh, Stacey Abrams, because they see themselves in that fat black lesbian because they're dark skinned supremacists. I saw a video earlier today from Globe Light, shout out to him. And he was basically saying, yeah, the black community in America, they're not pro-black. You have to be aware of that. They're pro-dark skin. That's why you have these stupid ass hoodbooker biracials and dumbass mixed people who still want to identify with Bantus. Like they don't understand like that Afrocentric pro-black stuff. Like it's pro-dark skin, right? So the degeneracy gets, pushed aside. It's all, they're going to apologize for it. No accountability. And they look at Kamala Harris and they're going to try to frame her as locking black men up. But they never take accountability, but that these blacks are a bunch of criminals bragging about their crimes, the first 48. They're a little Thuggo and Glocktavius, like they're pro, tough, dark skin. You light skins are weak and soft, and I'm a dark skin. I commit crimes and shit. No accountability. She's gonna blame the mixed woman, saying she's locking y'all up. She's doing her job. She's a district attorney. She was hired, elected by the state to do a job. They're gonna frame her as, and I'm like, who else is sticking up for this woman? All these blacks. It's hilarious. But of course, I understand it. She's the typical mixed race, candidates in this country. She's gonna use these blacks for political power and shit. Which is wise on her part. Unfortunately, we have a lot of them. I was thinking about this earlier. I was driving around town. I had some other gig I was doing today. Kind of a day off, but I have no days off. I'm always working, training, getting ready for war. But I was making some money earlier driving around town, and I thought about this. Say all these mulatto politicians across the country, from fucking Connecticut all the way to San Diego, California, and whether they're running for the president's race, the Senate, mayor, representative, it's like Their platforms are all similar, whether it's left, right, etc., man or woman. Similar altruistic platform these mulattoes find themselves in. They don't think we're clocking it, that we're studying, analyzing all of them, because of course that I'm in the business of mulattoism. So I'm observing all this stuff, and I see these, and I connect with them, follow them on IG, all this, whatever, all this stuff, and it's the same shit. Because the numbers, we don't have a lot of numbers as far as the political realm, but whatever party, if it's left or right, it's all the same altruism. Very, 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 very interesting. But they want to represent everybody. But then you look at the dark skinned people, they're sitting here. This person here is like, Stacey Abrams is a good candidate, not Kamala. I don't trust her. She's mixed. Let's listen to these people. Listen to what they think about you.
She's been doing all that work, campaigning twice. She did it for Joe Biden, and now she's doing it for Kamala.
The
They
thing
don't
is,
want a
it's not
black.
even
They don't
about.
really want a black woman. They want quote unquote representation. But let's be clear. It's more than, to me, it's more than just racism. Racist people in the black community. There's also an identity thing going on, because Barack Obama looks one way, Kamala looks one way. You have people that look a certain way that they will be okay with promoting up. And it's always been that way. If you look at,
You see the jealousy right there, telling on herself. Obama, Kamala, they look a certain way. She doesn't like that. She wants a dark-skinned Bantu. See, they understand tribalism. Mulattoes don't, unfortunately. The ones over here tuning in, they get it. Okay. Well, at least some of you. I got a lot of hate watchers. Let me see what my likes are at. I got a lot of stingy ass mofos over here who cloud watch and shit, hate watch my shit. They don't like my videos, you know? And so I'm looking at my live chat. I got about 20 people watching, and I got 5 likes. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I got a lot of you fucking baby mama hood rats and shit. You still watch my shit. You don't like me. I had some fucking criminal I saw like a minute ago. Like, this person goes out of her way to slander me and like say I'm such a bad guy, but then like she subscribed to my channel. I'm scratching my head. What a disgusting cunt. Like, you just invalidated everything you've been saying that's negative about me. You are literally subscribed to my channel, but you broadcast and tell everybody how bad I am and he's bad for mixed people and don't listen to him, don't watch him. I feel sorry for the women who watch him, but yet you yourself are subscribed. You've completely invalidated any argument. I'm like, bro, and this is another one of these MAGA idiots, fake Christian MAGA criminals with all these mugshots, despicable and disgusting. But this is what you run into when you have these conversations. I know the dude's laughing in chat. I'm not saying no names. Weak ass pussies want some clout off of me. Fuck that. Hoes gotta pay. The dudes gotta pay too. Okay, especially Bantus, they gotta pay. But the Bantu baby mamas, like the Bantu Ladas, they gotta pay extra. Fuck that. You're not getting free shit over here.
at Booker T. Washington, if you look at W.E.B. Du Bois, like, what do all these people have in common?
Booker T. Washington, W.E.B. Du Bois. She said Barack Obama, all the political leadership. What do they have in common? What does Fraud Muhammad have in common? What does Louis Farrakhan have in common? What does Dr. Claude Anderson have in common? We can go down the list. What do they all have in common? We don't need you. You need us. So your black ass needs to get in line or shut the fuck up. We're analyzing all of your shit. We're clocking your shit. We're taking notes. That's it. The losers amongst us will click onto you and be absorbed by you. That's fine. But trust and believe their descendants are going to be working for us over here on this side. That's all there is to it.
Right.
No.
And so if they really wanted that black woman, they would have put Stacey Abrams up there.
If they really wanted a black woman, see, because Kamala Harris is not black, because she's mixed, but she's married to a white guy, right? But if it was a real black woman, right, a real one, right, married to a white guy, they'd be cool. But the mixed woman married to the white guy, according to, it's because they're competing with the mixed woman, you know, which is cool. I mean, that's part of life. You compete, competition. But it's they're very disingenuous. And like I said, they weaponize the one drop rule when it's convenient for them. And yeah, like I said, I'm gonna say it again. We're clocking that shit because that's how they talk. I'm gonna talk like them, so the language they understand. We're clocking that shit.
Don't fit what they want as representation, and they're only looking for representation.
Yeah, and you know, we listen to her voice, her ghetto voice and shit. You know, she wants like a Jasmine Crockett type, right? That would be very fitting if she had a Jasmine Crockett in there, all ghetto and acting stupid, looking dumb. That would be perfectly cool. Oh, you go, sis, black girl magic, clock it, queen, snap your fingers, queen. You know, with the crab legs and crawfish fingers. You know, you clock it, queen. You know, yeah, they love Jasmine Crockett. They love the baby mamas, pro dark skin, all that shit. Pro white boy, pro dark skin. That's typical with them. They love that shit, right? But the mixed woman, you know. Oh no, that's when they got an issue. They're letting you know right now. And they're very public about it. That's the funny thing as well. They're very public. This is not like in some Discord or in some group chat behind the scenes. They're out in the open letting you know, hey, you're not a real black woman. Right. But I get it. Like I said, Kamala Harris, you identify with Bantus, you can use them for political power. And it's done her somewhat good, better than most, but she didn't fully secure the presidency, I guess. I guess if you can just sit in that office, I mean, she's going to age exponentially because that is probably the most stressful position in the world. But regardless, whatever, let's continue.
No,
That
the
they
more
think
and
can
more I
compete
think
with
about
white
this,
people.
and we talk about it, and the more and more like I keep seeing things about voting and what's going on in politics. This shit.
which makes it difficult because the reasons are not substantial. They don't make sense, especially since y'all, to Mika's point, since you're playing this race card so hard. This woman has a white husband.
Yeah. 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 The woman has a white husband. So that's a deal breaker for them. I mean, that's how they position it. But we all know it's because it's a mixed race person, Kamala, that's acquiring some power. And again, like I said, most of these politicians you see that are mulatto running for office, whether it's the left or the right, completely false, fugazi, altruistic platform. We patriots, we Christians, we real Americans, we for the people, you know, all this other stuff. They're married to white women, these mulatto guys, married to white women, right? No identity. They don't want, there's no kind of, preservation. They don't want to preserve what they have. They want to just blend in and mix in with these other groups, right? No political agenda, no destiny. That's the key thing, right? Because the Heritage Foundation, they have a destiny. Okay. These other groups, they have a destiny. You talk to these mulatto politicians, they just want to fit in. That's all the way from Connecticut all the way to San Diego. They just want to fit in. You have a guy like me, a millennial, scratching my head like, well, what's in it for me? Why should I participate in what you got going on? Your ass needs to be coming over here helping us out, helping boost our platforms. You know they're shadow banning us. You know that, right? You know they're dogpiling on us, conspiring against us, making it more difficult for us to build up our own economy. You know that, right? But yeah, you don't want to help us out. You want to help out these other groups and fit in with them, but you want to be this like mulatto kind of representative. Like a lot of you guys fail, man. Colin Allred failed out there in Texas. He ran for the Senate seat. He's going to run again. He's probably going to fail again. And the other mulatto dude out there in San Antonio, was going to run for presidency. And yeah, you guys fail a lot. You guys catch a lot of L's. You mulattoes running for office. Like, what the hell's your agenda? Altruism. You had the other dude who, for the president office, ran. The other senator in New Jersey, Cory Booker, same shit. I'm about bringing people together. All this altruism. You don't have a destiny of your own. You don't even look like everyone else in the country, you know? You can't even face that reality. You want to just lie and hide behind the issue. You look at a Cory Booker, like he doesn't look like the average kind of American. He doesn't. He needs to embrace who he is. He's a mulatto man. MGM. He has both two mulatto parents, just like Prince. He's mulatto, just like many others, like Zoe Kravitz. We can go down the list. Even people who are not like famous within these conversations, the mulatto space, right? We get it. MGM, Cory Booker. You guys don't look like the average kind of quote unquote American, right? Accept that reality. But where the hell is your own destiny and agenda? You got a guy like Cory Booker who wants to represent all the people. And he's, like I say, I'm not just singling him out. He's just one of all these other guys I see, Democrats or Republicans and shit, mulatto men who want your support, your endorsement. Really, they want the whites to support them, right? And Latinos, let's be real. But they want to pretend like there's some type of like viable representation. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. No platform for yourself, no honor, altruism, serving other people, getting your pockets full. But yet the mulatto man still has to deal with workplace discrimination. You don't want to talk about that. You don't want to talk about the mulattoes getting, cut out of jobs. Like I said, shout out to Pariah Disciple, one of the real ones I see out here calling a spade, talking about it. You got these Bantus and Anglos and these mestizos working together in the workplace, trying to undermine mulatto men. Nobody else really talks about that. Right? And you're sure as hell your mulatto politicians, they're going to run for office. They want you to support them. They want you to donate to their campaign. Ain't that a bitch? Ain't that hilarious? They want you to support their campaign and donate to their campaign, but yet they don't donate to you. These mulattoes who are running for office, they got some real shit coming to them if they think they're going to run this fucking con game on us. I'm hilarious. It's hilarious. I'm laughing. I'm baffled by the fact they think they're going to run for office. Who's going to support you? The whites, the mestizos, the blacks who are becoming increasingly anti-mulatto. They're going to support your ass. Who you got? You're going to run to the LGBT coalition, but you're not an LGBT man. You're a straight mulatto man and you're married. You got a wife and kids, but like there's not enough Democrat money to go out there for you, boy. Your campaign is done. What do you stand for? What do you represent? They nothing. It's all altruism. They want to get their career popping. I'm going to talk more about this because, like I said, I was driving around town. I was thinking about this, and I had a whole list in my head. I'm not going to name it now. I'll name it later. I'll create a list for you guys, let you guys know what's up. You got all these mulatto men running for office and shit. Dignified men with some money in their pockets, married men, they got families and shit, but they want to run for office. I'm like, why would I endorse you? You have no clear-cut agenda to help these young mulatto men in this environment that is ultra competitive. You don't help equip them with any tools to be competitive. Why are we going to support you? What do we get out of it? Right? Let's check this clip out. Okay, we got right here. It says, is the NBA against Black American players? Imagine that. The organization that served Black Americans, made like probably the most Black millionaires in the damn country. There's been the NBA, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley, a lot of them. Who else did I miss out? Shaquille O'Neal. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. There's a whole bunch of these other people who've made millions off white money. Let's be clear, because the people who buy the merchandise, purchase tickets to go to the games are white people, white males specifically. So these white males have made these blacks rich in America. And then you have these dumbass hood boogers in their little courtside fucking concrete jungle somewhere in the East Coast, what it looks like, taking a break on the basketball court to do a little pro-whack Afrocentric video, throwing mulattoes under the bus. We're going to listen to these animals. And the caption you see right here says, is the NBA against Black American players? How? When it's mostly Black. You see how stupid these fools sound? They're going to cry and say you're anti-Black, even when you're like making them food and you're buying them clothes and you're You're giving them shelter. You're combing their dreadlocks and shit, and giving them a foot massage. The fucking animal, the fucking savage is still going to call you racist, anti-black. You're not going to win. You cannot win. Okay. Even when you help them out, they're still going to throw you under the bus. How is the NBA anti-black when most of the players make it make sense? Everything's anti-black at this point. That's why I'm using the language I'm using. It doesn't really matter. They cry, but that's their whole tool and weapon in society. They're going to use their masses one-drop rule to hoodwink mulattoes and punch down on mulattoes, or they're going to try to guilt trip everyone else into feeling sorry for them. You racist, you racist. Okay, cool. But wait a second, you're racist against mulattoes. You got a dark-skinned, short dark-skinned named Kendrick talking about not like us. What's up with that? What's up with Charlatan the Fraud? He's a racist, dark-skinned black. What's up with him? We're going to have to hold you accountable. You want to talk this racism and anti-black shit? Let's check the racist blacks. We're talking about mulatto men. What's up with that?
Face the black American player. Absolutely. There's a few things that is going on. Right now, they're trying to push the foreign player.
They are trying to push. Who's they? You got to be able to dribble the ball and play ball. So who's they? The recruiters, who's they? This imaginary force, like they, who's they? It's conspiracy talk, Afrocentric conspiracy. They got the background music too, which is funny. Some like little loop hip hop shit. They are trying to push the foreign player, which is really like a horrible business move because like Americans are very like patriotic. Americans want to support Americans. They're not going to really support these foreigners. Like they tried that shit in soccer and football. They try to like push, these foreigners in the American market. Americans don't give a fuck about these people, man. Like I have students from like around Europe and stuff, and they're the only ones I talk to about like with like soccer or football is what they call it. We call it soccer. Like Messi or David Beckham in England and this other dude, Ronaldo. I think Messi plays for a Miami team in football, soccer. No one gives a fuck about that shit. Not the Americans. We don't care. But who's like the foreign players, like that's not really a big business move, I feel like. No, Americans want to see American win. That's the same thing with like even the boxing world. We have Anthony Joshua or Tyson Fury. They're both from England. Like they're not really big names in America in the boxing. Like we know who they are, but they're not like big names. And there is a lot of Americans who don't. They're boxing's funny because there's a lot of Americans, the top boxers like Andre Ward, Mulatto man, and you have a black man who I met, Terrence Crawford, who I think is the best. They're not that popular, and they're American, boxers, but they're not that real popular in the boxing world. I don't know. It's boxing's interesting business, but you have a Mexican boxer, the Ginger Canelo, who's one of the more like prominent boxers. So you got like Gervonta Davis and shit. Let me play this clip. I don't want to sidetrack with the other boxing stuff. Let me play this.
And the European player. They're trying to create a Messi or a Ronaldo of the NBA.
They're trying to create a Messi or Ronaldo NBA. Why do they need to? Messi, Ronaldo, and I already mentioned them prior. They're nobodies in America. We don't give a fuck about those little sissy kicker fucking soccer players. We don't care. You already got a Shaquille O'Neal and a Michael Jordan. These are the blackest players. They're, they're blacker than the fucking Black Panther. They're both bald-headed, dark-skinned, big black guys. Shaquille O'Neal and Michael Jordan. We already got our top dogs, I can say. And didn't they both play for the Olympic team, Team USA? Yeah, I remember when I was a kid in the 90s, I had some memorabilia from that shit. You had Team USA. You had the whole American basketball team. You had Michael Jordan and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm pretty sure they were all. I can probably do a Google search and look it up. Was it 96? Team USA basketball, 96. I guarantee you're going to find dark-skinned Shaquille O'Neal and dark-skinned fucking Michael Jordan on that shit. Yeah, Karl Malone, who's dark-skinned. I'm looking at an image right now. And yeah, you got Shaquille O'Neal. Let me pull this up. So you've already had your basically Messi's and Ronaldo. So I don't know what this little pro whack on the court side, what he's talking about. Shaquille O'Neal says right here, analyst, businessman. Yeah, Carl Malone, Scottie Pippen, David Robinson, Charles Barkley, John Stockton. The one white guy you got there, Charles Stockton, Gary Payton, Grant Hill, Reggie Miller. So you got Shaquille O'Neal up there, okay? Yeah, I know Michael Jordan somewhere out there. I don't know. You guys know more than me, you basketball aficionados. But the clip I'm watching
on a
this dude right here talking about they're trying to create a Messi Ronaldo, but we've already have our superstars in the country, bro. But see, that's not a part of his agenda he's trying to push. It has to fit his narrative. It's anti-mulatto. He doesn't want to compete with light-skinned mulatto men who will fuck him up on the court, take his bitch, not even his bitch. Like mulatto man will get women that he doesn't have access to. Even a dark-skinned Bantu's got muscles and do all the push-ups and working out and all that shit. But there's still ladies he won't have access to that the mulatto man will have access to. That's why they hate Drake. They hate Drake because he has access to all the ladies that these dark-skinned Bantus won't have access to. They got to be like millionaires, basically. And this dude's not pulling, he doesn't have that money like that. So we already know what it is. Like, we already have our superstar athletes here in America. So I don't know, this whole like Messi, Ronaldo comparison. It's what they call like a false equivalence, right?
political scale, the black American player at times can be too much of an issue. So when you see a Kyrie Irving or a Jaylen Brown, how outspoken they are. They don't constantly want to deal with, all right, we got to constantly tell these guys not to say this.
He's talking about Kyrie Irving. They don't want to, he's trying to paint it as if they're like defiant. When the black American athletes are the biggest coons and puppets and, slaves out of all of them, like Michael Vick, the blackest dark-skinned guy. Even Michael Jordan is notoriously known for not talking about anything political, just straight business. So no, he's not radical jumping up out there. No. You bring up one dude, Kyrie Irving. It was just because of some C19 shit in the jab. He made some noise, but he was very defiant about that. That's one dude, man. They want to use him when it's convenient as a poster child, a proxy to push their agenda. It's the same with in the hip hop game with Kendrick Lamar. None of these dark skins even like Kendrick Lamar. They just hate Drake. Let's be honest. They just hate the fact they love Drake's music, but they hate him. They bob their head to Drake's music. They just hate the fact that he's mulatto. He gets bitches, gets money, and he's better than the dark skins. And they hate that about him, right? So they don't like Kendrick. So it's the same thing. They'll use Kendrick as a proxy to push their agenda. That's what this guy's doing, talking about Kyrie Irving, a fucking nobody. He's not a great. He's just a basketball player like the millions of others. I mean, who the fuck is Kyrie Irving? I only know of him because he complained about taking the jab. So what? I didn't take the damn jab. I never will. So fucking what? And I'm not the only American. There's a plenty of us out here. Why did that guy get so much publicity? I don't care.
Not to do that. What they want to do is take the genetics of the black American player when they deal with these white women, and they say, all right, now we have these biracial hybrids.
There you go. You hear that? That's the agenda. You hear the hip hop music in the background, some Bantu with dreads right there. He's saying they want to take the genetics, but do you see how they position it as in such a conspiratorial light? This is how sinister and nefarious the dark-skinned Bantu is when he pushes his agenda. He's saying they want to take like it's some like outside force or power, some outside agenda that's pushing this. They sound just like the white nationalists, because the white nationalists will say it's a Jewish agenda. The Jews, they want to force race mixing to weaken whites. And the black nationalists sound just like their white massa. This guy's saying they want to take the African American and make these hybrids. But I'm like, it's you thirsty simp, dark-skinned savages who are trying to lay up with these white women because you got a fetish or you want forbidden fruit or whatever it is. You guys go out of your way to start families with these women when you can easily just kind of have fun with them and call it a day But you dark-skinned savages hate yourselves. I'm not saying all, but the ones like this guy on the screen, the other self-haters who don't like biracial men, they go out of their way. They want to be white. They want to be accepted by whites. So they want to marry a white woman, have a kid, and prop up their mixed kid. Is, you know, that's what it is. He's not going to call that out. He's going to put the agenda on some other kind of force out there. And then he's going to throw all the shit on the biracial person. That's what they do. There's no accountability with them. And again, I look at the title. You talk about us, you get criticized the most. Because you know their biracial baby mamas are foot soldiers. You know they're hood boogers and LGBT, liberal, pro-whack, mixed people. You know they're foot soldiers. They're going to jump up out here. Mulatto Vanguard, he's not balanced. You know, he kind of sounds anti-black. He holds black people accountable. Like, wait a second, ho, you're talking about us. You're trying to frame biracials as if we're like we're part of some grand conspiracy, some agenda, as they put it. They talk about our existence as if it's an agenda. They don't think you have a right to personhood unless you're serving them. If you don't serve the Bantu, all of a sudden, oh, you're anti-black. We're like, wait a second. Who else is calling this shit out?
Where they have the genetics of these athletes, but now they're going through our boule system where.
And he's acknowledging it's our. He says they go through, you see right there, our boule system. Our. Yeah, that's you blacks. That's you upper class blacks in your secret society who are curating the best talent within your group. Shaquille O'Neal is part of that. Jay-Z is a part of that. All your top blacks that you all promote, they're a part of all that. Why don't you start holding them accountable? They won't. They cry about the white man while they lust after the white man's daughter. And then they blame all their ills on the biracial child. And I'm sitting here today, 2026, I'm asking myself, and I'm asking the mulattoes, what's the benefit again supporting these people if you're not getting paid? What's the benefit again identifying with them? What do you get out of it again? When they put a target on your back, they don't hold their own accountable. None of the people in their own group holds them accountable. Is there any YouTube videos of black people covering this material, of this anti-biracial hate? The only black person I see out here who covers this material is a dude. He has a channel. His name is Globe Light. Check him out. Globe Light is his channel. Check him out. Shout out to Globe Light. I think he just uploaded a video today. I commented on it. He's literally and I think he's Jamaican background. So he's the only guy who actually will like look at things differently and say, hey, this is what they're doing to, you know, biracial, mulatto, light-skinned men. They're putting a target on their back. They're trying to put rules on you guys and codes on you guys to live by, but yet they break all the rules. They're practicing witchcraft on you, you know? So shout out to Global Light. Literally, he's the only guy who's like pointing this out. No one else is, you know, that's African American or black, monoracial, that's like pointing this shit out. You know, so I got to be the big bad biracial dude. Cool. That's all good. You see my Cash App on the screen there. Hit up the Cash App. Make yourself useful. Fuck out of here.
Boule system, where now they're not connected to the Black American experience.
They're not connected to the Black American experience. What is the Black American experience? Is it being like you, sitting in a first world country, eating up all the fried chicken and chitlins and pig's feet, playing basketball, you know, with no job and a weekday? I don't know. I'm just throwing out some kind of stereotypes, but what is the Black American experience? Being a stupid hood booger savage, crying about white people, but begging for their acceptance. They have never laid out what the Black American experience is. You see that confusion? It's like the cat and mouse thing. Like the whole point is this is one of their tactics to always get you to fight for them, to try to prove your blackness in this kind of this merit-based system where it's like there's no end to it. This is what it is, where this guy's talking about like they don't have the Black American. What is the Black American experience? None of you people have ever been able to, you know, basically lay that out. None of you FBAs aren't shit. but a bunch of black coons who hate on black Africans. And they're admixture supremacists. I already covered that in my last stream. They want to act like they're better than these like continental Africans and shit. Just because they got like 8% like European, they're different. We don't look the same as an African. You look way more than them than any fucking mixed person, be honest with you. They look at me and the other mulattoes, they know the difference. They look, I don't give a fuck. That's most of you. Ben Carson, even fucking Dave Chappelle. I had some idiot in my comment section like, well, Dave Chappelle's mom is mixed. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. If he did a DNA test, he's like, what, probably 80% African, whatever. Yeah. Hey, look, he's not the same as us mulattoes, bro. Tough. You're a colorist. Okay. Well, what are you going to do about it? The colorism shit is just null and void. Nobody's more of a colorist than the dark-skinned Bantus. It's already been exposed. You guys are on all the pop the balloon. We got receipts and footage for days. So my little old words I say here, nobody cares. You're a colorist. Nobody cares because you people are the biggest colorist on the planet. It's all the projection.
Well, we have them as entertainers, and we can use them as pawns to influence the people that's watching.
Now, I do want to say that Kobe's
is the
Yeah, that was a little short clip. I got a couple more before I got just 2 more, and then I'll jump into the comments and check out what you guys are saying.
Have y'all seen that video of that man with his biracial kids calling them kids?
Now, I saw this. This is what Ebony something exalted Ebony on TikTok. I apologize. I know the volume's low. I'll do my best. But she even has a caption here on her video that says tragic mulattoes. She's going to be talking about tragic mulattoes. Like, damn, I thought biracials are black. According to y'all. I thought y'all said that the white man, Yo Massa, has a 1-drop rule. Because whenever a biracial starts making biracial content, you jump in our comment section being like, just wait. When you go into this white redneck, backwoods swamp community where nobody else goes, but you're going to be driving around one day, you're going to go there. Them white folks at that Klan rally that even most 99% of whites don't go to, they gonna remind you black. They gonna let you know. We're like, they have all these hypothetical like scare tactics they try to deploy on you. It's so hilarious. They're like, well, you can say you mixed or you bi, you can do all that, but my white master, he gonna mind you. So it's funny, but see, now all of a sudden they know, they delineate. They know the difference between me and you. I'm a mulatto, you're a black. Well, all African Americans are mixed. We got admixture. That's cool. You're a black. I'm mulatto. We're not the same. Okay.
Karen, okay? This is why I say a lot of mulattoes have a lot of reasons to be tragic, okay?
She's saying a lot of mulattoes have a lot of reasons to be tragic. Now, she's kind of boasting herself up, but it's also like, what are the words I want to use for this? It's like, I'm a kind of a loss for words. You guys help me out. You guys, I'm doing this kind of impromptu. I found this clip a minute ago, but I want to share it now with these other kind of collection of clips. But it's like, she's trying to position herself, and that's what they always do. The narcissism that they have is that they have all the answers and that they have a full identity. But what is their identity? Being a slave to whites. They're like, oh, the mulattoes, you don't have an identity. You have a reason to be tragic. And the sample she's taking is from some mulatto guy who was getting an argument with his dad on TikTok. And I think he ended up swinging on his dad or something, his black dad. But I saw the mulatto guy has like a fucking million followers on TikTok. Some mulatto dude shared the guy's profile talking about this guy needs a job or some shit. Some mulatto dude, he's not American mulatto, okay? And he shared it, and I was sitting, he was like, oh, let's help this guy out or something. And I kind of laughed, I chuckled. I clicked the guy's profile. I'm like, this motherfucker should be helping us out. He's got hundreds of thousands of followers on TikTok. And he shared a story on his page talking about he needs a job. His daddy's kicking him out the house. I'm like, with all those followers, you gotta leverage that shit. You get money off the social media shit. Even with me, with the little following I have, I get money off of social media. Not a lot, but I have some basically mainly supporters. With some of the other, well, I have supporters and people who are dedicated, but I'm looking at the guy like you got like hundreds of thousand at that level. You can't get any type of endorsement or products or brands to sponsor you. What? And like some mulatto dude like was like, hey, let's help this guy out, share him. What? That motherfucker should be helping us out. So, but she's talking about that whole like I guess viral clip of some mulatto dude fighting with his dad. And of course they recorded it. Of course it got a bunch of views. And of course they made money off of it. And me as a mulatto man, I'm supposed to sit here and like give a fuck. And I see this black using that as an example to talk shit about us, talk about we have a reason to be tragic. Bro, that dude would never trade places with you, a Bantu, black. Okay. No one in the planet would trade places with a black person, especially a mulatto. That's why it's laughable. Like they say this to kind of like the ego flex or something to make themselves feel better. No one's trying to destiny swap with you and trade places. So like, bro, I would rather be a tragic mulatto than a tragic black. No one's trying to trade places with you. This like false bravado and like ego shit they project. I don't know the words to say, but it's like it's crazy. She's saying you guys you have a reason to be tragic. Cool. That dude would still, even if he's homeless, no mulatto I know in America would trade places with a black person. Okay, we see how miserable you people are. We see how you treat mulattoes. No one's trying to beat you, bro.
And it's not that I inherently feel bad for biracial people or like they need to be defended.
She's saying she doesn't feel bad for you biracial people or the need to be defended. Because remember, you're biracial, you're light skinned, you're mixed, you're privileged in their community where they worship dark skinned Bantus. Remember, to them, you're privileged. So she doesn't have to feel sorry for you. You know, Kendrick and other dark skins can falsify and lie on Drake and call Drake a PDF to destroy the man's reputation. No problem. They don't have to feel sorry for you, right? That's how evil they are, right? Fake Christians are all evil. Most, I'm not saying all, but most. But they don't have to feel sorry for you. No, that's what you get because you're privileged, right? In their eyes. That's how they see it. That's why she's out here saying, oh, she doesn't feel sorry or defend you guys. It's funny because pussy weak biracials defend them. That's the best part about it. Shit. You defend them, but she's out here telling you she's never going to defend you. How does that make you look, pussy? I'm talking to you, biracials. How does that make you look? She's out here publicly telling you she's not going to defend your dumbass. She's public with it. But you got all these biracials like, oh, well, the whites don't like me. The whites don't like me. So fucking what? The whites don't like you. The blacks don't like you. The mestizos don't like you. Do you like you? Do you like being mulatto? Do you like other mulattoes? Okay, that's the question. It's not about the whites or the blacks. They need to sit over there, shut up, and help us out. If they're not, they just need to get the fuck out the way. This is ours. Do you like mulattoes or not? If you do, well, we have a place for you.
And it's not that I inherently feel bad for biracial people or like they need to be defended, but like when you are the result of like race play, like when you are the result of someone with unchecked, severe, low racial self-esteem, you only have so much of a chance in this world outside of your looks. Like I'm talking about like mentally and like self-esteem wise, right? One of my favorite things to say is not everybody in an interracial relationship has identity issues, but everybody with identity issues is in an interracial.
And obviously, we're not going to really take her seriously. We're just using this as content, right? You look at her, it's like, okay. The makeup, you keep touching your hair when you're talking about biracials, you keep touching your hair. You got, a bunch of crap on your face. It's like, okay, sis, you have one job to do. You better do it well. If you don't, you'll just be replaced. That's it. You're not special. We don't care. No man that's self-respecting will take advice from you. No one with intelligence will as well. Let's be clear. A mulatto with dignity, self-respect is not even checking for what you got to say. Okay.
Relationship.
It's only hood boogers, baby mama losers who want to be down with that community is going to actually listen to you. I just want to share the clip because Why not? It's content. So yeah, I got one more video here. Then I'll like wrap it up, guys. We got Dr. Umar. Check this out.
The mixed race people like me and Amber Rose, right? We go back and forth over the mixed race piece because Amber Rose identifies as mixed race. She says she's not black. Now, I know what the world see you as, but
that's the narcissism of the dark-skinned Bantu. You see how Dr. Umar says, now I know what the world sees you as. No, you don't, buffoon. Okay. They always want to speak for you. Dr. Umar is the biggest narcissist of any Afrocentric in the damn blogosphere. Tariq Nasheed is not even as bad as Dr. Umar. Now, Tariq Nasheed, there's a bunch of bad. He's the grifting and he's got a mixed race baby mama or whatever, queen, wife. But he talks shit about mixed race people. Not a whole lot, but he does talk shit. And, you know, we check his ass when he does. Dr. Umar talks more shit about mixed people. But yeah, Dr. Umar is the worst. Like, he's the biggest narcissist. He's out here sitting there literally saying, oh, I know what the world sees you as. You see how they try to speak for us? They almost try to grandfather you or something like that, big brother you. They kind of want to punk you and put you under their wing. Like, oh, I know what the world is. Sit down, little Padawan. You know, I know what the world sees you as and shit. Like, who the fuck is this animal? No one asked you for advice, bitch. Like, what are you, a psychologist? Go do that. Like, you're talking about this mixed shit. You're in the wrong spot, bro. This ain't a spot for you. Talk about Amber Rose. He's upset, especially because it's a mixed woman, right? If it was a mixed dude who says I'm mixed, he wouldn't have shit to say because we know you animals don't fuck with us like that. Because it's a woman, he wants to try to punk her and bastardize her and control her. That's because they prey on women in that community. That's what it is. So they think it's an easier target if they can attack the women. So we already know Dr. Umar's stance and position. And Dr. Umar, in the caption here, this is from the page Mulattoes. It's a Mulatto Rand TikTok page. They share a lot of great, insightful stuff. Shout out to them. So I'm sharing a clip that they shared on their page. He puts here, they put here, Dr. Umar says mixed people who identify as mixed instead of black are trying to say they're better than black people. It's projection, right? Because when you're mixed and you're in the black community, isn't that what the dark-skinned Bantus, they always say they're better than you? Oh, I'm a real black man. When a dark-skinned Bantu is trying to compete with the mixed man for like sexual capital with other women, they'll be like, well, don't you want to be with the real black man? Right? That's a watered down black man. He light skinned. Don't you want to be with the real? Is that what they do? So they think they're better than you, but they always project it, right? To guilt trip you, make you feel sorry or something for the savage. And it's like, well, you know, it's not really for guys like me over here. It's not really working. For the pussy ass, weak sauce, mixed and light skinned people who still think they're black, have fun over there being a bitch. You're not getting money. You're not getting pussy. You're not getting paid. You're not getting social status. Have fun over there. But over here, it's like, okay, we're traveling the world. We're doing shit. We're building our own businesses. We're networking. We're establishing our platforms. We actually have a destiny. We actually want to go somewhere. We want to be proud men in society with our heads high. We're going to cheer on and support the mulatto men who are doing great things, striving for greatness. I see Gable Stevenson got signed with the UFC. He's going to be the heavyweight champion in the world. We see Drake, Drizzy, #1 rapper in the world. We're going to support these men and women, obviously Chase Infinity, Pink Pantheress, and the rest of the mulattoes who are doing everything great. Of course, you know me. I mean, you know, I'm always here to support and promote. But we look at Dr. Umar trying to act like he speaks for us. But he's another one I've clocked a minute ago. Just like Phil Advise Show and the rest of the pro wax, they have a very nasty knack of like specifically singling out and targeting the women, the mixed women, into identifying as black because they know it's an easier target. They know what the mixed men, we're sitting there like, bro, if you're not paying me or dancing for me, what the fuck am I doing with you for, bitch? I should be hiring you to like do something for me, do a job for me. Fuck out of here. What the fuck do I need you for?
when I talk to mixed race people like me and Amber Rose, right? We go back and forth over the mixed race piece because Amber Rose identifies as mixed race. She says she's not black. Now, I know what the world see you as, but if that's your category, that's your category.
And I want to point out too, there's a white guy here. So he's talking about the mixed race identity, which is typical dark-skinned Bantu behavior. They're going to throw mixed race people under the bus in front of their white massa. You notice that, all that pro-whack shit? He's always talking that pro-whack shit. But look at who's in the same room as him. Good old white massa. Interesting, guys. You guys noticing this? You noticing a trend? They got their white massa on deck when they're talking about mixed race people, right? Mono racism, right? They want to maintain the status quo. They see you mixed people emerging saying, well, I'm mixed, I'm not black. Well, you think you're better than me, and the fuck are you going to do about it? You're going to go talk to those blacks on the top, the pop the balloon, who say, well, I don't like light skins. I don't like light skins. You don't see none of these blacks talking to those blacks about that. Like I said, you got one black dude, Jamaican descent, on YouTube who actually challenges and makes videos about that. That's Globe Light. One guy out of all of you. One guy. Like, come on, man. There's like one guy who's black who's actually like, you know, shout out to him, who like makes videos talking about, hey, something's weird going on here. This agenda is witchcraft. It's not going to look good because like this momentum, this mixed race mulatto momentum is going to continue to build like firestorm. Like the women are making channels, the men are making channels. Like this shit's growing. We're connecting. You see stuff publicly, but behind the scenes, we're all comparing notes and sharing notes and talking. So it's like, this is not going anywhere. It's going to grow. And so some people, like they're kind of, they're noticing that like, hey, there's kind of going to be a price to pay. You can't push these people into a corner, expecting them to like, you know, to cower and shit. They're gonna fight back, and they are right now.
Right. Because to me, when somebody says they're mixed race, what they're telling me is, I don't want to be black. I'm actually a little better than y'all.
And then he's hurt by that. It hurts his little dark skin feelings. So fucking what? The mixed race person thinks he's better than you. So fucking what? Deal with it. It's funny coming from this dark skin hypocrite, because he's the same person that went off on the light skinned guy, SETI, was telling him, oh, you wish you were a black man like me. That's your problem. You an albino. Remember, he was talking crap to him, saying, when you look in the mirror, you see a white man. When I look in the mirror, I see a black man. I know why you upset. Remember that shit? So he's trying to flex his little dark skin energy. And he thinks we're all going to forget. I mean, there's a guy who has a whole channel clowning Umar's bitch ass, you know, what's the guy's name? I don't know. I forgot his name. But he has a whole channel clowning Umar, and he actually has a lot of black supporters, and like he gets cash apps and shit and super chats from black people who support his channel. That's crazy, man. You know, it's his own people. But I'm just surprised he focused on this mixed shit when it's like, nah, bro. Like, you need to give us money, Umar. Like, you claim enough of our wins. You want to claim, you know, Frederick Douglass. You want to claim W.B. Du Bois and all this shit. Nah, you need to pay us, bro. We're not going to let you, like, fucking claim our history for free anymore. You can keep Michael Jordan. You can keep LeBron James and Kobe Bryant, and keep the rest of the dark skins like, you know, James Brown. Bro, we got mulatto people. I'm all good, man. That's my whole job here. It's like, we got our own celebrities. We got our own heroes. We got our own historians. Like, we got our own figures. Yeah, we're going to match energy. Keep that energy, bro. But he wants it like this narcissism. He wants to act like he's the authority and shit. I know what the world sees you as. Umar, give me some money, bro. And I'm not begging and shit. I don't give a fuck. I got money. I'm just saying, make yourself useful, because that's all you can do is give us money. You ain't got, like, I'm not trying to go to your school and shit. Like, what, you have nothing to offer. That's why I'm talking about the money thing. Like, because, like, okay, what do they have? They got to dance for us or give us entertainment or something, you know? Sing some songs or tap dance for me or something, like, because what are we talking about here, bro? Who's going to listen to this guy for advice like Dr. Umar? I know what the world sees you as. Cool, bro.
That's what it means.
Damn.
That's what it means.
You don't, if you white, you don't say you mixed race.
Thank you. What white person calls themselves mixed race? They don't.
Right.
Even if they got an
Nah, he's full of shit. There's been plenty of white people that I've met who have told me they got a black grandfather. They're trying to connect with me on some level. Oh, I got a black grand. I've met several in Colorado and in California. When I was working at Disneyland, there was a security guard. He was talking about, oh, his grandfather was black. Maybe his grandfather was mulatto because this guy was a white guy, you know? And I remember him saying his grandfather's black. But like I would say, a lot of white people, just a one drop rule, they'll see mulattoes within their family tree and they'll say, oh, I have a black. Like, wasn't that like Ronda Rousey, the fighter the lady who just fought? I think her grandfather is like a Venezuelan mulatto, if I'm not mistaken. Check it out. Look it up. Ronda Rousey. And I think Ronda Rousey's mom was saying that something about, oh, yeah, that he was black. Like, so a lot of people like that are white will basically try to say that their mulatto kind of, you know, ancestor or mulatto relative, whatever, their grandfather, grandparent, they'll try to say they're just black, but it's like a mulatto. So this guy's lying. There's white people who say like they have mulattoes in their family tree. Like that person, the what do you call it? The Aerosmith, you know, the American rock and roll band from the 70s, Aerosmith, right? I think Liv Tyler. I shared a video clip of her on my other channel where I think it was her grandfather or some distant relative, like was mulatto. I don't know, maybe if I can find it and play it. But this is like real history that not a lot of people talk about. And we have to have these references and receipts to counteract and check these radical black supremacists like Dr. Umar who want to lie on our name and shit and spread false narratives, talk about white people never claim that they're mixed and all this. You have this Liv Tyler person. I got it right here. Let me play the clip actually. If I can pull it up. Let me just find it real quick. I just had it up, but it apologize for the delay, guys. Sometimes the YouTube app. Okay, I got it right here. Let me play this real quick. Apologize for that. You know, I've got to be more quick with this. I don't want to bore you guys and waste your time. My whole point is to give you guys this
portrait.
Damn, I just had it, but it's on the Mulatto History channel. And here we have it right here.
Okay, here's Robert Elliott, 69, male.
Here, you'll notice the race column here.
Oh, everything says white except for Robert Elliott says M.
That was, she said, a grandfather, I believe. Let me rewind it. That's Liv Tyler. She's an actress. She's the daughter of Aerosmith lead singer Steven Tyler.
Okay, here's Robert Elliott, 69, male.
Here, you'll notice the race column here.
Oh, everything says white except for Robert Elliott says M. What's M?
M was an abbreviation for mulatto.
Okay.
So mulatto is an old 19th century term intended to mean a person of mixed European and African descent.
That's history right there, right? That they want to hide from you. They don't want you guys to acknowledge that, right? We have a whole white white lady, Liv Tyler. And this guy, they're covering like DNA, kind of ancestral records, telling her, well, you're one of your ancestors right there. They were listed as mulatto. They checked an M there, right?
If you'll look at the...
And this is Liv Tyler. She was in a movie Armageddon with Ben Affleck, right? Yeah, Liv Tyler. So it's on my channel, the Mulatto History channel. So like the references are there and the receipts are there.
But they don't.
So you have this clown here who's talking about these whites, you know, later, but like these whites are publicly saying, like I said, I have firsthand knowledge, like working at Disneyland. And a dude, white guy, basically was saying his like grandfather was black, was probably a mulatto, but I don't know, man. It's like a lot of times they're publicly saying that. The whole thing is this Dr. Umar guy has been debunked. And someone, shout out in the chat, he put the name of the guy's channel. There's a guy who has a whole YouTube channel. The guy's name is Lennon Honor. There's a YouTube channel called Lennon Honor. It's a black guy. His whole channel, he basically debunks Dr. Umar. It's kind of crazy to watch. Like, he has so much content, you know, and his supporters are all black. He gets cash apps and supporters that are like other black people who are tired of Dr. Umar's shit, you know. So yeah, Dr. Umar's a fraud. He needs to shut the fuck up with the whole mixed race stuff because he doesn't speak for us. And I might tag the hoe in this video, to be honest with you, because I'm tired of him trying to with this whole the world finna see you as black. And these he travels, but a lot of blacks who listen to him, they don't travel, so they don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
What white person calls themselves mixed race? They don't.
Right.
Even if they got an African ancestor,
but
they
they
don't.
be mixed with hella shit and still say white. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So you're not opposed, because I was gonna ask you that. If somebody is
mixed race,
yeah, like if they got a white mom,
nah, as Pan-African,
do you try to stray away from that because
no,
they got a little bit of white in it?
No. I got heroes who was mixed race.
Okay, got
his heroes are mixed race. Most of you people, your heroes are mixed race. We take back all our history. Your black history is not gonna look so nice in the United States. W.B. Du Bois, Thurgood Marshall, Barack Obama, Booker T. Washington, Bob Marley, Rosa Parks. I mean, your history is going to look pretty weak. Sorry. You know, you got your artists, your jazz greats. You got the dude, the saxophone cat, John Coltrane. You got Herbie Hancock, piano guy. You got the trumpeter, Muddy Waters, that's in the jazz shit. You got James Brown. Yeah, you got a lot of good people. There's no doubt about that. But yeah, like the mulatto history, like you're kidding yourselves playing this game with us. You're gonna lose. You can continue to try. But we already know you target the weaker people, you target the baby mamas and the black identified. And you know, your goal is to bastardize them and anchor them in the blackness. So they got black kids and they're basically stuck with you people. Like, we get it. We get it. You give them exchange membership access and shit. But for the men out here who actually have some dignity, you look at this, you're like, bro, you got to pay me. Like, why am I even entertaining this shit? I can make content out of it and inform the public. And in, you know, regards to that, it kind of gives me like more engagement. But it's, you have nothing to offer, bro.
Heroes who was mixed race. Here's my issue with mixed race Africans. I see you no different than nobody else. As long as you identify as African on a full-time basis.
Got you.
It must be full-time. For example, I know some Puerto Rican Africans. I know some Dominican Africans. I know some Cuban Africans, right? Yeah. They will identify as African.
Where's the Irish Africans at? Where's the Spanish Africans at? Where my Chinese Africans at? Where my albino Africans? Remember this fool was talking shit about albinos? He's trying to call the light-skinned dude Sarah Seti. He was calling him an albino, like it as if it was a diss. You less black than me. But you see how he projects it in his video, lying ass fucking narcissist. He tries to say, oh, a lot of these mixed race people, when they say they're mixed race, they're trying to say they're acting like they're better than me. So fucking what, pussy? You're trying to call people albinos acting like you're better than them because you're a darkie. You see the hypocrisy? Who else calls it out? None of you. None of you call it out. Maybe that dude, like I put in the chat, Lennon Honor. What did the dude say? Lennon Honor. Yeah, maybe he's like one dude who calls it out. Most of you don't. Shout out to Globelight. Globelight calls it out. He talks about Nature Boy, you know, and Dr. Umar. So Globelight calls it out. But that's kind of all from what I see in social media. I don't really see anybody else calling this shit out.
Right.
When they around me.
Right.
But when they're not around me no more, I'm Spanish.
They back. Yeah, back.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No. You got to be full-time.
Right.
Like some of the mixed race, they want to be Jewish when they're with their white grandparents. What are you? I'm Jewish. But when you with the Dr. Umar event, you black. No. Full-time.
Full-time.
Be black.
See, what he wants, basically, this is what the Afrocentrics have to offer. They want 100% full-time commitment, and they want you to basically give them unconditional loyalty, full-time commitment, unconditional loyalty. In exchange, they'll give you conditional membership access. If you piss off Umar, he's going to call you an albino. like he did with Sarah said. He's gonna be like, oh, when you look in the mirror, you see a white man. See, I'm melanated, bitch. Remember that? He's like, I'm melanated. I'm a real black man. You ain't black like me. You ain't real. Remember that? Remember that? See, when you piss him off and you hurt his little dark skin feelings, that's what happens, right? And like, yeah, he wants like unconditional loyalty. And I laugh, like, what do you get out of it? We know the hood rat baby mama, she gets her kind of her place within the the brokest people in America. She gets her little place being a ghetto hood booger. And a lot of these bitches, like, they gain weight, they're ghetto, they're stupid, they're broke. Like, they just don't have the best results from what I'm seeing. That's why I can confidently jump up here and clown them, because I'm looking like you don't really have the best results. Like, you kind of are hustling backwards. You kind of gambled wrong. I mean, a lot of the mixed chicks, if they're with other dudes, like of other groups, like at least they secure the bag, they got a home, they got a husband, you know, they actually kind of, but like a lot of you other, like your baby mamas, bro, like what do you have to show for it? Like all the pro-black shit. Mulatto Vanguard, you're anti-black. You guys over there, you sound anti-black. Like, what do you have to show for it, sis? You're trying to get some YouTube coin and you make yourself look fucking stupid in the process. I don't get it.
All the time and everywhere.
Right.
That doesn't mean you dismiss your ancestry. That's still your ancestry.
Right.
My mother is white.
Right.
You respect your mother.
Gotcha.
When I see your mother, I'm going to respect your mother. You see what I'm saying?
Right, right.
You don't have to dismiss your ancestry, but your political identity must be.
You see that? Your political identity. Be a servant to dark-skinned Bantus. Fight their battles. You can say you got a white mom, but be a slave to the dark-skinned Bantu. You guys see that? Your political identity. See, they look at you as a political threat. They want to be able to use you. If they can't use you, they look at you as you're an enemy. Something a lot of you don't want to hear, but it's a reality, and I'll tell it to you.
Consistent in order for me to trust you. Even when I talk to mixed race people like me and Amber Rose.
Okay, that's it. I just want to share those clips with my an hour, 26 minutes, 27 minutes at this point. Okay, let me try to get through some of these comments and then kind of head out of here. I just want to jump up on here and basically kind of reiterate, like, yeah, you talk about us. I can share 4 clips that aren't that from that long ago. Those clips are basically circulating and I've collected them. I wanted to bring it to your guys' attention for the first time. And that's, if I can pull 4 clips like that from recently and like they're talking about us, like, yeah, you get criticized, bro. That's how the game works, you know? So you wonder why you get criticized. You blab your mouth to talk about mixed people. It's not your business. You're not mixed, bro. So yeah, go fix your black community and go focus on that shit. Can't do that though. Got to talk about mixed people. I'm going to hit the link. I don't know if anyone wants to jump up here. If you want to, I'm going to drop the link while I check out some comments. This is your opportunity if you want, because I'll be here for a little bit. Yeah, they've been talking about Drake nonstop, and it's almost like a gay fixation with them too. Like the kind of the obsession with Drake, right? Like it's very weird, bizarre, and it's gay energy. They're obsessed with the man, and they can't beat the man, so they just have to be gay and like talk shit about him. Like you're not gonna beat that guy. You know, you're not gonna beat him. They're gonna lie on his name like they always do with every biracial man. They can't beat him, so it's like they're just gay and angry. It's very weird. Like I don't like the Drake hate is just it's so forced too. They want see what it is because the narcissist, they can't beat you. So what they want to do is convince everybody else to not like you because they can't challenge you and beat you one-on-one. So they want other people to like turn against you. And that's what you see with the Drake hate. They're trying to convince everyone else out here that don't listen to his music. His music sucks. Iceman sucks. This album sucks. Some gay, dorky, like dark-skinned black guys talking shit. But I go on my IG page, Mulatto Vanguard, and like the mulatto baddies that I follow, like, and they're at the beach, they're in their bikinis, and like they're at the beach, and I'm like, what's the soundtrack they're playing? The song they're playing on their IG story or their IG post? They're playing a Drake song from Iceman. So I'm like, he already has the females, bro. Like that's what, you know, that shit's funny. Like, and also like, how are you gonna listen to some rando who's telling you, oh, the album sucks, don't listen to it. but they hate us. At least whites are honest about not liking us. Yeah, Bantus pretend to like you. That's the key thing. The insidious part about it is the Bantu works in the trickology. They pretend to be your ally, pretend to be supporter, pretend to like you, but they hate you. They want to get close to you to stab you in the back and steal from you. That's the key thing, and you're right.
Hello?
Yeah, what's up?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much. Yeah, yo, what you were saying was pretty interesting, really. Especially about Umar Johnson. You know what's funny? I actually seen that guy in person before. I kid you not. Dude was just like one I used to work at the airport, right? Bro, this guy was just like sitting on the fucking floor. I kid you not.
Yeah, I met Dr. Umar Johnson at a Black Consciousness conference back in 2016, so 10 years ago. And he was a speaker. Tariq Nasheed was there as well. It was interesting. And yeah, I mean, there's no real evolution with him. It's the same grift, you know, even a decade ago.
I met him. I told you I met him
Yeah.
too. And he was at the time, see, I think that a lot of stuff that he says, I think is true and I think it's beneficial. I just think that the thing is that they have okay, so this is the thing I feel like they can have their identity and they can be like proud of them being individuals and stuff, you know. But the thing is that like what you're saying, and I checked out the guy's page that you were talking about earlier, Vanguard. That's why I disappeared for a second. But I think that the problem is that it's a form. So in the midst of in the midst of them wanting to be proud of them, right? Because I can respect, Black Americans, Solons, FBAs, and Afrocentrics. I can respect them wanting to have their own identity, right? What I don't like is that when we claim our identity, it's a problem, right?
Right.
They make it known every day of every second that we're not black, right? Okay, fine. I respect that. I'm not gonna argue with you, right? If you make it known that I'm not black, why do you now have a problem with me claiming to be something else? I don't understand that, right? Because like I said in my comment, right? We know that white people don't fuck with us. That's just obvious, right? So why do we like that's one thing I respect about white people, right? White people are honest about not fucking with you. They're like, I don't fuck with you. Okay, cool. I respect that. What I don't respect is that black people pretend to fuck with us and then they have a resentment towards us. It's like,
That's the most insidious part. That's why there's a lot of resentment, and you hear it in my voice, my delivery, tonality, in my message. Just what you said right there, Day, because it's that the nefarious nature. They pretend to like you and all this, but then they want us around them, but they really like despise us, and there's jealousy. It's very disgusting. It's real shit. You've experienced it, and
Yeah,
I
they just want to use us like whenever it's convenient for them. Like, that's why there's multiple clips of them saying, "Oh yeah, we don't claim Mulattoes, but we can use them for our agenda." And they've openly said it that they don't trust us. They honestly they only want to. They want to use us because they want more proximity to whiteness, really.
but
You know.
I don't understand it because it's like me as growing up and everything, right? As I've gotten like the last like 6 7 months, my mind has changed a little bit. But growing up, I was not colorist. I was not like against them and everything. I was cool and everything, right? But the feeling was not mutual, and I don't understand that, right? Like I was cool with black people and white people. I would try to be at least, white people didn't fuck with me at all. But I would try to be I would try to associate, and everything. And every time, right, when I'm talking to black people and stuff, every time I get in disagreement, right, it's always, oh, that's because you mixed. That's because you, and it's like, bro, like, why do you bring this up every time? I'm not
Yeah, they'll say,
disrespecting you,
"Oh,
but when I, but,
that light skin shit." Yeah, they
but
always
this is
try
what I
to.
don't understand, right? And I've said this before, right? I don't understand, like they call us sensitive. They say that we're emotional. They say that we're weak or whatever, right? But if I just say something basic, I just use my eyes, right? And this ain't even being like weird, but this is obvious, right? I just say something like, "I look better than you." Oh, you being colors? It's like, bro, I do look better than you. You're not attractive, respectfully,
Dude, like
right?
they say that, I mean, they say that like we're emotional, yet we're usually not. I mean, we're usually not the ones literally like burning down neighborhoods because, oh,
It's not even,
this
bro.
person
It's
was
not even.
shot and we
It's not
don't
even.
even know why.
It's not even just that though. It's just that like they can call us out of our name, and they can come at us like and attack us, right? In very vitriol ways and stuff, right? And we will respond accordingly, right? But when we respond accordingly, now they want to switch up the energy, and they want to say that we're being, unfair and we're being evil and stuff. And I don't understand that. I don't understand that logic, and I don't. And this is what I don't get either, right? Like they want to remind us every day of our lives we're not black, right? But let us achieve something of importance. Then all of a sudden we're black, and now they're taking credit for what we did. But I thought I wasn't black. I thought I wasn't black. I thought you didn't fuck with me, right? Because that's why I'm saying I respect at least the whites. At least they let us know they didn't win. They don't want to with us because if we because let's say we do something of achievement, right? You're never gonna hear a white person say he's one of us. They're not gonna say that because they know
No,
they
they're
don't
not gonna
fuck with
say
us.
that.
They already
Like
know they don't
Patrick,
fuck with us. That's
like
why it.
Patrick,
Uh huh.
like Patrick Mahomes could really. I mean, you could literally come out tomorrow and say that he's white because he has a white wife and, and white kids, and they still would never see him as being white.
Exactly. Like they would. That's what I'm saying. Though. It's like no matter what we do, right? It's like if we're out in the public, we're doing our own thing and everything like that. Uh, we could have just a little cordial disagreement, whatever, and the conversation will stir. It'll always go back to it'll always go back to that same conversation of you're not black, this and that. Okay, fine. I respect that. We can have our
Yeah,
individuality. That's cool, right? But don't take credit now when I do something of success and don't go back, don't reach back in the past simply because you feel that it hits better and you feel you feel that you need to be included in such, right? Because let's keep the same
and
energy. If I'm not
and what's
black,
sad is
hold on.
and what's sad
If I'm not
is
black,
this
then
though, man.
if
I
I'm
used
not black,
to I used
hold on.
to
Let me
be
just
like,
say this. Let me just say this real quick. I'm gonna land. If I'm not black, then Thurgood Marshall isn't black. Then Malcolm X isn't black. All those people isn't black, and stop claiming them. Booker T. WEB, the boys and all them. He isn't black. So stop claiming them and stop acting like these are your black innovators and these are your black leaders and stuff. Stop doing that then because guess what? They not black, right? Obama isn't black, right? Because he's mixed, right? It's like keep the same energy, but they're not gonna do that though.
yeah, and what's sad is I used to identify as black for years, and when I was identifying as black, right, and I said something that like they didn't like, or I did something they didn't like, they would tell me, I mean, to my face, "Nah, you ain't black," and I would argue stupidly because I'm MGM, so I didn't know I was, I could call myself like mulatto. I mean, I knew that I was not a full ass black person, but I just thought, oh, I'm black because I didn't do a DNA
You got
test.
two
I
mulatto
didn't know
parents.
how that works. But what's sad is that they were actually right. I'm not black, but they only outgroup me like when they felt like it. So what's funny is this, when I started identifying as a mulatto later on, like years later, like up to now, bro, they had an issue with it. Like I remember, like like this one black dude, bro, like he was just like, I don't know, like he was just like, oh, you're saying you're not black. He's like, if you got one drop, I'm like, what?
I think I've heard people say that before in reference to I heard somebody use that
Yeah,
in
to the
reference
one drop shit, and I'm just
well
like,
I heard
and
somebody
and he
use that in
referenced slavery and all this other stuff, and I'm just like, dude, With my European mixture, I would have never been around during slavery. So why are you bringing up slavery to me? And we're not in slavery no more. So like, what the fuck?
Exactly. I heard somebody literally make that in reference a couple days ago into Drake, right? They're like, "Oh, Drake's son is black." I'm like, "No, we're not using that one drop rule shit." They're like, "Oh, his son is 25% black." That's not black, bro. Respectfully, I'm not about to reaching in the thing. And then somebody used the phenotype thing, right? They're like, "Oh, well, they're like, you're so light, and there's mulattoes that look blacker than you." I'm like, that's not how it works though. Yeah, I'm really light, but I can show you my ancestry. My ancestry is the same as a typical mulatto. Being looking phenotypically one way and looking phenotypically doesn't mean anything. Nico Parker
Right,
Nico Parker is not a mulatto, but she looks like a mulatto, so that doesn't really mean anything. It doesn't really
right.
like,
I mean,
you know what I'm
dude, there's
saying?
literally like, bro, like when freaking Italians came to America, right? They got
Yeah,
mistaken for being mulattoes, like Italians did,
that's
literally.
because they have a lot of Arab in them, but they're not fully white. But yeah,
Not a lot, just like some, like
yeah.
10%,
Well,
like a
I'm
small
not
amount.
talking about I'm not talking about all the I'm talking about the
No,
Sicilians.
but I'm
But yeah,
saying like people can have like the same sort of like skin tone or whatever, but they're not the same race. Like that's what I was
well yeah.
saying to some guy in the other comment section. Like you can have two genetically unrelated populations still kind of look alike.
Well, yeah, but this is the thing, right? That specifically, I try to explain this to black people specifically because I don't think they understand genetics and how race works and everything, phenotype and everything. They'll see somebody that looks like me or somebody else, right? And they'll just be baffled. They'll be confused. It's like their brain is about to burst, right? And they're just thinking like, how do you look like this? I don't understand. They're like, you must only be 15%. I'm like, no. I'm like actually I'm very close. I'm 42, 56. They're like, that's why I'm like, no, I'm like, you're still not making sense. I'm like, because I have friends that are less black than me, but they look way black. I'm like, so it doesn't really what you're saying isn't the reality. The reason is because genetics doesn't really work the way they think it does. But you have all these super pan-Africanist, Afrocentric people. They think they have this myth in their mind. They think black genes are so strong. The black genes are so goddamn
I
strong.
know black
That
genes
doesn't really. I
are
mean, it
so
happens a
strong,
lot of
bro. I've
times.
heard that from somebody that took a biology class, and he was trying to tell me something about the mitochondrial leaves. But the thing is this though, mitochondrial DNA has nothing to do with how you look. That's just your
Exactly.
set, like I mean your cellular energy really. That's not that
Yeah,
has nothing to do with how
bro,
you typically present. What controls
like
that is nuclear DNA.
your DNA, right? How you look and everything, right? You could get your phenotype entirely from your mom, right? Who could be white, right?
Right.
And you can get all of her, and then you can get your dad's facial features and stuff. Like facial features, not like his nose, but I'm talking about the shape of his face and his hair texture. And you get little weird stuff like your dad's walk, his voice, and stuff like that, right? Stuff that people might not
Yeah.
enter, stuff that people might not connect, right? But that's just what it is though, right? Like if you saw my dad and then you saw the way I look, you would be thinking, this is not your dad. But I promise you it is. It doesn't make sense, but that's how genes work though, right? I have a friend that's black and Asian, right? He looks straight up Asian. So I mean, people think that people
He's like
uh-huh.
black and Asian, and he looks straight up Asian.
I mean, like he doesn't look. I mean, he has brown skin, but his hair is not curly. He looks more like he's Cambodian.
I mean, yeah, that is gonna. I mean, what kind of like Asian is he? Is he like East Asian, Southeast Asian?
So his mom is Filipino and his dad is Black American.
Oh yeah, that's Southeast Asian. Yeah, they're pretty
Yeah,
brown anyway.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so he doesn't look like the typical like yellow, like Tiger or nothing. He doesn't look like that. And I think Tiger's mom is Vietnamese, so that might be what it
Yeah,
is.
his mom is Vietnamese.
Yeah, but yeah, like basically though, like when it pertains to like all this stuff and everything, I think that see, it's like, okay, so when it comes to this identity and everything, I think that we can. It's like it becomes a problem in itself. It's like I want to be proud to be mulatto, but I've talked about this before on other platforms and stuff. Is that we have to get past like the racial context and stuff because we need to solidify us as saying that we're proud mulatto, but we also need to create like an ethnicity within it too, because
Yeah, we do need to create an ethnicity like within it. That's why I support using the term mulatto American for those of us who, just more so have a connection with the culture in America and that have like ancestry here.
Okay, I would be in support for that. I think I'm just saying because there has to be like racial is important. It is because there is like because like when you see
Right.
people that distinctively look like you obviously are gonna be more comfortable. But when they are of the same culture, it kind of breaks it down more. Like for instance, I'll give you an example what I mean, right? So I speak English, right? So I'm gonna have a natural connection and natural culture, natural cohesion with people that are from Australia, the UK, in the Anglosphere and stuff. Now we're of a different culture, we're of a different nationality, but relatively speaking, we're somewhat of the same culture. Not the same, but we're like 75% the
Yeah.
same culturally.
Yeah,
There's a little
like
there's a 25%
I'm
difference which makes us individually different as far as nationality.
right.
But if you
Right.
were to
Like
move, if there was a tragedy in America, you would probably pick one of those countries because they're so much similar. Now, I wouldn't pick the UK because the UK has been overrun with Muslims, but you know, maybe like
yeah, the
maybe like
only yeah, the
mhm.
only exception that you could pick, I mean, even though it's a bunch of Asians, is Singapore because they speak English there.
Yeah.
Guys, I want to run something with you guys real quick. Check out this comment. It says FBA has on their official website that mulattoes should never be in front of FBA business because it said that FBA should not trust mulattoes because according to the FBA, claim mulattoes are closer to whites. I don't know if this is made up. If it is in fact on the official website, that's what this guy is posting the comment here. I'm
Oh,
looking at
okay. Well then,
I don't know if
okay.
it's I don't know if
Then
it's accurate.
I mean, then we
I
gotta
mean, I mean, I'll say
remember
that.
that. Then just
I'll
remember
say,
that
I'll.
and
s- I
just
mean,
disassociate from it.
Well, I'm just
I
saying,
mean,
but I'm just saying it's a basically implicit kind of rule amongst them. They don't have a choice because throughout history, they've always elected us to be their leaders. We're naturally like kind of the leaders over them,
I think,
essentially.
I
So they don't
think
really have a choice.
Vanguard. I'm not trying to. I always say this, but I don't be wanting to sound mean when I say this to be okay people, because half of my family is be okay, and I'm cool with a lot of it. But the thing is that when it pertains to like intelligence and stuff, I'm not trying to be mean, but we're just smarter. Like I'm just sorry, like that's just what it is. Like
Yeah. You can't really argue with that. I mean, they don't tend to have the
Like
highest
they
IQ.
have things that they're better at. Like we talked about, they're better at like making music, entertaining white people. We're better at like infrastructure. Like yeah, with that statement right there that says we're more culturally white, I would probably agree with that. But I don't think that's a bad thing necessarily. But yeah, we are more culturally white. I would say that white people are more like, let's put it like this, right? If let's say there's a job, right? And they have like because they have racial quotas, right? If they want to hire people, right? I would say that white people would be much more willing to hire us than they would be hiring a black. Even if the mulatto was extremely ghetto and a hood rat, they would be much more comfortable hiring us because they know that the mulatto probably can turn it on and turn it off, even if
I
it's the
think it's
most.
a case.
Yeah.
I think it's a case by case situation because honestly, and I understand this, a lot of whites they fear mulattoes and they know blacks,
You
dark
think they
skins are
scared of
more
us? Hold on.
docile.
You said they fear mulattoos? I don't think they're scared of us.
They know
No,
that.
I don't think they fear us in a violence sort of manner. Like they might fear us like
Well,
economically, but they don't
they hate
fear
us.
us in
They hate
terms
us because
of
of
violence.
obedience. They have a real animosity for us because of obedience because the dark skins are more acquiescent and they know they can contain a dark skin to make a dark skin more docile versus mulatto. So they have a lot of
Well,
animosity towards
well,
mulatto. And
Vanguard.
so
It's
they'll hire a
because
dark skin like a Shaquille O'Neal You look at these like NBA broadcasters, these sports channels and shit. The women, they have mulatto women as like sports kind of telecasters, whatever
It's
broadcasters,
because
but
they're eye
they
candy.
bring the former athletes on. It's a lot of football players, basketball. It's a lot of dark skins they have up there because they know they're bucks, they're buck broken, they're dark skins, they're basically docile to whites. So that's my observation.
Well, I think also like when you look at okay, so when you look at all the to go back to what you just said, right? Let me specifically, right? The reason why that may be is because, and this goes back to like the difference of intelligence, right? I don't think that we're like rocket science above, but I do think we have like a 20 or 30 point difference in intelligence. And if it's minimal, just 10, 15 points, that's still extremely high. It still makes a big difference when it comes to intelligence, when it comes to cognitive ability, comes to understanding things. I think that they, on average, just my personal opinion, from what I've seen dealing with them, they don't really have the ability to like question things. They just accept the reality, and we're more like we're more question things. We're more curious of things. Like we're not just
Yeah, they're
gonna
more willing to just take orders and not ask questions. Really, they
exactly. Like
they're
if
way
you
more
like if you
likely
like if you
to.
like if my boss tells me something right at work, right, I'm gonna do what he said, but I'm also gonna, if I could find a more productive, faster way to do it, I'm gonna do it. They're gonna just accept the task at hand because hey, this is what you do. This is the work. You see what I'm saying? So I think that kind of like kind of puts us in a different position. Another group of people that I would say would be probably less intelligent. They're probably, but I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I have a little animosity to this group, but the group of people that I would say would probably be the dumbest, and Black Americans might actually be more intelligent than this group of people. Would probably be the mestizos. Mestizos, they're built for is working, mowing lawns and shit. They always act like they're intelligent, but you're the worker. You're not intelligent.
Yeah,
You're the
well,
worker.
they're
You're
the
the help.
cucks for
You're
the
the help.
whites,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
They're basically the
Yeah, the
cuck.
mestizos, they're below the white Spaniards, really.
Yeah. They
Like
act like
basically, like
they always say shit like this. They always be like, we built America. No, you're the help. You're the help. You're the help, Consuela. You're the help,
I've
Julio.
seen
Go mow my
mestizos
lawn.
like try to act as if they're a superior to mulattoes, and I'm like, dude, how many things in the United States were built by mestizos? How many
Not a
things
damn
did
thing.
mestizos
There's
invent?
no, you know the difference is that you can name mulatto inventors. You can name Anglo inventors. There's a plethora of them, right? You can't name any mestizo inventors.
I know.
What they do is they simply repackage what Anglos or mulattoes or what other ethnic groups do, Japanese, Chinese do, right? And they simply repackage this stuff. If Mexico wasn't right next to America, they would be substantially poorer. They're only existing as a second world country and not a third world country just to their proximity to do trade with America.
Right,
That's
I
it.
agree. It's because of the
Yeah.
trade deals, with the NAFTA and stuff like that. And yeah, that's basically precisely what it is. What it is as well, the mestizo, because they tether themselves to the kind of Anglo Empire. Like they don't even have their own identity. Their destiny is tied in with whiteness and assimilating into the white social order. That's like their real,
And
like
it's
that's like
like,
their godlike
and it's
mission.
like, dude, like I mean, like you come from, from a Spaniards. Just accept that. That culture. I hate to, say this, but they were arguably better off being ran by Spain. Really, if you just look up the
They
I
were
mean, if you
absolutely.
just look up the Spanish colonial system, yeah, it was bad, and when they had slavery, but the caste system was more like hypothetical. Like, I kid you not. Like, let's say, for instance, if you were like a mulatto that had like a white father,
Hmm.
like a white Spaniard, like Creole father, if that father had like connections, he could actually register you as mestizo or white.
You
So
know something too that's interesting. This is an argument I always bring because ignorant mestizos like to bring this argument to us. They're like, well, we help liberate y'all. That's what the Mexican American. No, let's not go there. You ignorant fuck. The Mexican American, they don't even know what the fuck they talking about, right? First off, that only happened because the president at the time, Vincent Guerrero, was in fact a mulatto, right? but they try to take credit for that. Like, oh, they was just being so benevolent to us. Y'all don't fuck with
And
us.
then, dude,
The
they
president was
literally,
fucking mulatto. What are you talking about?
bro, they
Y'all are
killed him,
racist
bro.
mestizos.
That's the funniest thing, bro. Like when he tried to push for more rights for, I guess, like what you would call Afro Latinos, they literally killed his own people.
Yeah, because that's what the fuck they do. Like, they got a whole state in Mexico filled with nothing but they call them zombos, right? Which means native and black, right? They literally treated the worst in Mexico. If you ever been to Guerrero, right, which the whole state of Guerrero is nothing but zombos, right? It's just a million people, right? They literally didn't even acknowledge their existence till 2 years ago, right? But mestizos act like, oh yeah, we fought for you. Like, nigga, please, bro. Shut the fuck up and mow my lawn, you fucking low IQ bastard. Their IQs are literally like 63. I can't even like I try to have like intellectual conversations with mestizos, and it just feels like I'm talking to a wall. Like it just goes right over their head. Like I feel like
Well,
they
I
have
want to
no
say,
ability. Uh-huh.
I want to add something in here. What's funny with a lot of mestizos is they think they're like a pure race. Like they'll look at a guy like me, and there's a lot of them. They'll call me mutt, and I have a lot of nice words to call them, and I love it. But the thing is, it's like they'll look at like they'll use the term mutt to refer to mulattoes, but like, bro, you're a mutt stizo. You're literally mixed. Like, but they think like because they're monocultural, because I guess they're Mexican, they think they're like a pure
Dude, they are
race.
like
They think
the
they're a pure
original
race or
mutts,
something.
basically. Like
They're
they are
basically
like the
they're
original
They're
basically
more
mutts. Like,
mixed. They're more mixed than us. They don't
well,
even.
they're
That's
Indians.
how dumb.
They're
No, they're
Indians
more
who
mixed. They
got
have Arab, Jewish. They got all that
right.
shit. But they like, come on, bro, get the
They
fuck
got
out.
yeah, they're Indians who got abused by Spaniards. They're a whole amalgamation. You know, they're a whole amalgamation of people for centuries. But because their culture is not uniquely theirs, it's an amalgamation of indigenous and Spanish and Catholic tradition. So that's a whole thing there. But they act like they're pure when they look at a guy like me. I always find that funny, as if they're like a unified kind of group when there's all this tribal warfare in their own country. Like even when they come to the US, they like kill each other. Like there's a bunch of tribal
No,
warfare
it's
with them, but they act
dude,
like they're pure.
globally, they commit more crimes than black people. If you
well,
look at
well, you want to
Venezuela,
know something? You want to know something about that? I made a comment about that on Twitter. I was like, I said, yeah, the dislike, the disdain that white supremacists have for black Americans committing a lot of homicide. That's true, right? But black Americans are not that sophisticated. They don't do sophisticated crime. They do Pookie and Ray Ray crime, right? They shoot at each other, and it's largely just within the black community, right? It's not going outwardly and everything, right? The crime
right?
in the Hispanic community is everywhere because they import they import the drugs from Mexico and from Latin America to America and stuff. They're complete degenerates and they're completely corrupt and stuff. So what do we talk like? It's
Yeah,
not
they're completely corrupt,
just
bro.
because they're not on
Bro,
the
these
corner shooting each other doesn't mean they're not committing crime. They are.
Latin American countries are completely corrupt, dude. Like their governments are
They're
like
all
horrible.
shitholes. There's not one Latin country that's equal to America. Not one. And I
No,
always say this, right? And they always be like, "Oh, you're terrible. You're terrible." I don't want them here. I don't want. It's not that I want some of them here. It's not that I think,
bro.
oh, a
I'll be
couple of
honest,
them can
bro.
be here.
I like Dominican Republic, right? You know,
Well,
seems like a nice country to
that
visit, but bro, the politicians are extremely corrupt.
Well, this
I
is the
heard
thing.
that
This
from
is how I feel, right? They can come and visit and stuff, but the thing is that no matter where you go and stuff, right? When you have mass migration of a population, then your population becomes replaced. And even Dominicans are cool because there are mulatto allies, but the thing is that they still have that Hispanic disgusting culture, and I don't really want to. I don't really like. I'll be cool with them from a distance, with the with like a finger on the side, but I don't want to like participate with them in large numbers because they still have that brainwashed mestizo mindset. So they can't really facilitate any growth in our community because they think like a typical mestizo supremacist, like if they were thinking more in line like us, then that would be fine, the Brazilians are more on code. The Brazilians are more, mulatto centrist, but the Dominicans, the Puerto Ricans, no, they think they're mestizos, and I'm not really with it. What is this?
I want to play something real quick. I saw this. This was today. It was like an Andrew Tate clip, and I want to play it. I want you guys to just listen first and then provide some commentary.
Oh, I think I've seen that.
It's just listen. His generalization. He puts smartest race whites, strongest race blacks, most organized Chinese. He says Mexicans have nothing. It's kind of interesting. Just take a listen real quick, okay?
In the world,
Mm-hmm.
the smartest race are the whites.
I can't hear it.
Most organized race are the chinks. In fact, no, the whites are pretty organized too. But the chinks are very hardworking.
Damn, I still can't hear it.
And the strongest physical race are the blacks. You'll notice the Mexicans have nothing. Nothing.
And of course, it was funny. I checked the comments, and a lot of the Mexicans were calling him, "He's a mutt. You're a mutt." But I'm like, bro, you're like a mestizo. Like, you're Mexican, bro. Like, you're not a pure race. So I thought it was funny. Like, they used the slur mutt to describe mulattoes. But I'm like, bro, but you're Mexican.
That's your identity crisis. What the fuck? And they try to tell us that we have identity problems.
Your country's
and look, we know that we're mud.
I am rich and could go anywhere. And you know where I never want to go? To anywhere in South Mexico.
God damn.
Fuck Chile, fuck Venezuela, fuck Nicaragua, fuck Honduras, fuck Mexico, fuck Paraguay, fuck all of it. No, I don't want to go there. Tacos, burritos. Bro, I got Doritos right here in my house. I'm in Romania. We taking your best shit already.
That's exactly how
Cool Ranch. I got your shit, bro. I ain't going there. All the girls are just like fucking, bro, I hate men, passport bros who go to South America. Well, the women in Colombia are so feminine.
I wanted to share that because you can see a lot of Mexicans like seething in the comments. They were butthurt when they hear this dude saying basically, fuck you guys. He's a billionaire. He's got money. He's like, he doesn't got to work with you people or live next to you. He's like, fuck you guys. You know, you don't see that many mulattoes would, say that shit, which it's interesting.
You know why I like what he said? Because for one, it's true, because when you're black and white, you get the strength of black people and you get the intelligence of white people and stuff. Because white people are very analytical and very neurotic and stuff, right? And black people are very they're just very dominant physically and stuff. I mean, that's just a fact. Anybody that acts like black people aren't strong, you're fucking retarded. Like that's, and that's why anytime Latinos go against a black person, they get their ass beat. They can't win. They physically cannot compete. They just can't. Even in Latin America.
No, I wouldn't say that because I did martial arts, so I can say that's not always true.
Yes, even in the countries where blacks and mulattoes are extremely low population in Latin America, look at the soccer teams, right? The whole team, all the teams are black or mulattoes. They're the best. They're the best in countries where they're literally like 2 and 3.
Oh, well, soccer teams, yeah, but I'm talking about like fighting, like that's a little bit
would
different.
Kick the shit out of a mestizo. So wouldn't a black
I've literally sparred mestizos. They hit pretty hard. Like they're short.
They hit pretty hard. Yeah, I'm not talking about untrained person. Yeah, I'm not trained, right? I'm saying somebody that was on their same level, that has the same experience. A mulatto or a black person would beat them every time.
Oh, well.
You see the way Floyd Mayweather beats the shit out of them like damn near all the time?
Yeah, but he's been training since he's 3.
Oh, I know. That's true.
That's my point, Vanguard.
He's been training since he's 3 years old.
I'm not saying random
Yeah. He's been training a long time.
Yeah,
with the generalizing, look, you got to compete and test.
Boxer.
You need to compete against these men and test yourself. Okay, you can brag on the internet all you want. You need to compete with these men and test yourself. And you wonder why they hate you. I mean, yeah, they're very fearful. They know your power, your strength. They know you'll stand in front of them, look them in the eye, and slap them. And they're upset. They know you're women. They're women like you, and it's not going to end. We're going to have more opportunity. We're only going to grow. I'm going to end this now, guys. We could chop it up again next time, but yeah, I got to get on with what I got going on. Appreciate you guys hopping on the panel.
Be smooth.
All right, peace out, Vanguard.
Yeah, I'll check you guys out next
All right,
time. Peace
peace.
out.
Yeah, for sure.
Peace.